have seen some videos in the past where Atlantis has been talked about quite a bit. People talking about its existence, you know.
Yeah, they just recently started saying that it was there in the last year or so, but I've known about it for quite a few years, but nobody paid much attention to me when I mentioned it.
I got you.
That's one of the reasons I don't post, because they really don't pay much attention to you unless you're somebody, you know, with a big name.
Yeah. One thing I do that if you're not doing it, you might want to do it, is I go into the Google there where I have email and their office suite and whatnot, and I signed up for what they call alerts, Google alerts, and you can plug in any subject that you're interested in there. And so I plugged in aliens and extraterrestrial and you know, the moon and all of that. And as the different news organizations are talking about that, they send me stuff all the time. And every now and then I see an article where the NASA officials are beginning to talk about they think they're on the verge of finding extraterrestrial life out there. The conversation is beginning on there. So you might want to do that. They'll bring it right to your computer, what the newspapers are saying about it, you know. That's just a suggestion to you.
Well, there's got to be life out there. I mean, shoot, there's more stars in the universe than are grains of sand on the earth.
I think so. I'm convinced of it. And there's...
if not, God sure wasted a lot of space out there for nothing.
Yeah, that's right.
I like that one.
That is for sure.
A lot of wasted space.
Yes, sir. Lots of wasted space, and I don't think God wasted time. I don't believe He wasted his time. So if he
really, I don't think He
for
would
his own
either.
pleasure,
Recently,
we've
just now been able to see. Just recently, we've just now been able to see planets around other stars, and that alone, right there, should tell you that, you know. I mean, He sure didn't put them points of lights up there just for us to look at, you know, pretty until recently, you know.
That's right, yeah. Those planet-sized spheres that were coming up and kissing the sun and sucking something out of it, too, you know, it was a very interesting thing to think about. Whatever they are, they don't seem to be affected by the sun's heat, or they're drawing something from it, or either putting something on it. I guess all of you have seen those spheres, haven't you? That's gathered around the sun.
I got a quick question for you, because it's active right now, and that is an asteroid of cylindrical shape that is. They're telling, don't worry, it's not going to hit the Earth. It's going to come between the distance between the Earth and the Moon, and that's happening as we're sitting here talking to each other. Is that there is something going on out there? And
absolutely, that's interesting, Ken.
Anybody have any more information on that? Either of you guys have more information? All I know is that they're saying, oh, don't worry, we're not going to get hit.
I noticed since 2012 we've moved into a more of a dirtier area of space.
By that you mean asteroids and things, a lot more.
Yeah,
that's dirty.
Chunks and stuff. And on 2012, what that was about was we started back up. The Earth or the solar system kind of makes a little sine wave as it moves through space, with a 26,000 year cycle between the top and the bottom of it. And in 2012, we passed the galactic plane of the Milky Way, and we're headed back up above the Milky Way galactic plane. And ever since then, we've been getting more meteors and more asteroids coming around, and I think it's just a dirtier area of space.
Well, if it's dirtier, that means there's more stuff there and more of an opportunity for us to find other existence of intelligent beings.
Or get hit by something.
Yeah. Well, let's hope that it's not that way, because that wouldn't be a good way to continue intelligent. Well, that's questionable too. Intelligent life as on planet Earth. So I think I like what Ben was talking about. There's some of those. It's the aliens that are underground or what have you, and all that. Some of them have been around for a terribly long time, according to some of the documents and records that we've been reading and getting into. It's just now coming to.
The Indians were drawing them pictures of them out there in the Grand Canyon. One instance of it. Roger in Kansas City has some pictures. If you look very close, he's got images of these beings, and in some cases, these beings have like a white mask on, whether that is for breathing problems or either from to shield them from the sun. Some of them wear a white mask, and I guess all of you have seen this picture on Mars of kind of like a Martian soldier, sort of kneeling down. He has kind of like a weapon in his hand. And somebody blew that up, and I've got a picture of it. And he looks, real, but he's got that same mask on that these insectoids have on at times that Roger's finding. And now, check this out. Roger says some of these beings are 100 feet tall, and some of them are little, and he has pictures of various small ones. But he said they grow really tall, a lot of them, and so I guess obviously our people, the powers to be, know they are here. Otherwise, they wouldn't be having their colonies near military bases. He found one out there at Edwards area, an alien base near that, and then there in northern Arizona, there's as Ken would know, and maybe all of you know, there's quite a bit of military installation up in that area, and yet all of these insectoids are there, and that's not the only instance. He's found these aliens overseas on foreign military bases also. So our people here, that the powers to be, there's some kind of an agreement between the leaders and those aliens, because it's obvious that they're here, and they, like they said over in the Himalayas, that the Indian Army would intercede if you got in certain places, and then they said the same thing in the Grand Canyon. A lot of that is off limits for tourists, and the reason being is because of these beings are there, you know. Anyway, that's what I'm taking from everything I'm studying.
There you go.
They're here. If Roger is right and their spaceships are numbering in the hundreds of thousands, that means millions of them are in the Himalayas alone, and must be multiple millions here on Earth of just that one particular alien, you know.
I'm a little more interested in Antarctica and what's been recently discovered and going there. And I've got some good friends that have been part of that team and stuff going down. So we are discovering. That's why I keep pushing the term full disclosure. We've had bits and pieces, and as each one of us have contributed tonight about events and things and parts that we've been involved in, the full disclosure where the whole public and everybody's going to hear it, and we can get the truth out to where we can take our place in sentient intelligent beings and throughout the whole galaxy. So we are living in interesting times, and I'm looking forward to continuing it. So, and Ben, you and I can live a lot longer, so we'll just keep trucking on. I'm ahead of you, but I'm going to stay with it.
I sure hope you do, Ken. I want to throw in one last minute thing in case y'all haven't noticed it. I have it on my Facebook page. I'm thinking it's between 400 and 600 miles of megalopolis that I've found down at the Antarctica area, and you can look in there using the Google Map, Google Earth Pro, and I was just using that, and then it'll let you measure distances. And so it's 400 to 600 miles, megalopolis I found down there, and they're sure not telling the world about that, you know.
Nope.
Check that out, Ken. All of you, if you've not already looked about it, you'll see it. I snapped a picture from within Google Earth, and I put it on Facebook there. You can look at it and see what you think about it.
The problem you run into is so many people, they hear just a little piece of information here and there, and they don't do the research themselves. And you've got the disinformation being pushed out on the public. And
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
People that don't do the research, they're just following along and doing nothing and then learning nothing. And I appreciate the fact that you've been at least do your own research and join the club. I mean, it's the only way you can go forward.
I'm trying to do it, and I'm trying to share everything I find too.
You can't believe everything you hear, though.
There's one other man that has done some work down at the Antarctica. He's in the Netherlands, and his name is Herbert Klein, Klein. He shows some cities down there also, and he's got 2 or 3 different videos on that place down there. You might check him out also on it.
That's Herbert Klein.
Yeah, his name is Herbert Klein, yeah.
Klein.
And he's in the Netherlands over there. And also, I think Roger in Kansas City has done a little bit of work down there also. And he's an amazing guy. I don't know anybody else on earth that's doing what he does. And a lot of times, since he has found things, Google Earth will come behind and paint over the areas that Roger's found, but he got there in time just ahead of them, you know, in different places. And
that's some of the bases on Mars. I will say this: the archive that I kept whenever I left NASA for both the Moon and a lot on Mars. These are originals from the original transmitted pictures and things back, and you can actually find and where some of the bases are and stuff. That now, if you go and you look for the same picture number or what have you, it's obviously they've been painted over and trying to hide the truth. We are in full disclosure, and we need just to keep pushing forward and making sure that
absolutely.
Everybody. We appreciate your input
about painting over Mars, because I look around up there every now and then too, Ken, and I can see that it's been painted and plastered over a lot. You know, even on the Moon, a lot of it's done up there too.
Well, it's funny when you start looking at some of the pictures and you start zeroing in and zooming in closer, and then you can see where the pixels have been doctored and messed with. So
absolutely. I've seen a lot of that.
Yeah, and there are people who just go and not believe because somebody else says, "Well, take a look at that; it's not there." And so we now are looking for people that are intelligent enough to do their own research and come up with more information and make it available to all of us that are interested in finding the truth. So nice to meet another person that is doing your own research. But like I said, you've got to be careful. The misinformation, the misinformation's out there.
All of you.
So who else is cooking here? Where we're going here, TJ? I'm hanging out here all by myself here with Ben. I wonder what happened.
You're not. I'm here.
There you are. Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I'm getting it intermittent. It's blinking in and off. I can hear about half of what y'all are saying.
Yeah.
So what's going to be the next biggest thing? The next biggest thing for disclosure coming up? Anybody got any inside information?
Well, they're